Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is Daniel at the Krakens Lair Comics. We're going to go deep in the Kraken's lair to look at some comics and discuss some things. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. I know that was wrenching. I just wanted to make a video. I would say it's going to be a quick video, but we never know how long Dan the Kraken Man might ramble on about stuff. I'm going to call this video Don't Panic. Comic book collectors. Being that my intention for this channel is for newer comic book collectors. If you own 10 copies of Hulk 181, you probably don't need my advice. If you've got 4 copies of Fantastic Four #1, you probably don't need my advice. If you've got whatever, Amazing Spider-Man #1, you probably don't need Dan the Kraken Man's advice. However, if you find yourself not being one of those lucky individuals that own all those super grail mega key issues, you might want to listen to this. What I have been seeing is that there has been a pretty significant drop in the selling prices of some key issues. Man, subheading. We're never going to see global pan stupid again. Hopefully we don't. And everybody was shut in place, getting free money from the government, and the prices of comic books got stupid, like dumb stupid. Example, at one point, Amazing Fallout 4, first appearance of Miles Morales, and high nines, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6. You couldn't touch this for like much less than $1,000, and as high as $1,200, $1,400 all day long. People buying it, snapping it up. I fairly recently picked up a copy for $400. Spent the money to have it graded. It came back a 9.4. Sold it for $1,000. $450 to $1,000. Win, Dan the Kraken Man. I gotta do some stuff here. When the banking housing market collapsed in 2008, I didn't have a whole lot of money then, but I was just starting to look at buying like some key issues, and I found crazy, amazing deals on comics where people were like liquidating the collections. They're like, oh, how am I going to pay the mortgage? The wife's screaming at me. How are you put our kids into cheerleading camp? And I found just stupid, amazing deals. I think we're in this very similar situation where, talk is a recession, whatever. But cost of everything is going up. A loaf of bread that cost you $1 is now $1.75. A bag of potatoes that cost you $3 is now $4, and as consumers, we're feeling the bite of inflation. So now, where it comes to the collectibles market, perhaps spending $1,200 on that, Fallout 4, the market's not there. So now I'm seeing back to earlier levels of Amazing Fallout number 4, $400. I feel sorry for the people that bought that at its current peak, or past current peak, where it was like, yes, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, and it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Well, nope. Now is not the time to panic. Now is not the time to liquidate your collection going, oh man, if I just sold this book 6 months ago for this, I would have made this. And now it's like it's depreciating. What? Oh no! That's a buying opportunity for me. You panicking. Because there's going to be a bunch of people that do panic that start liquidating comic books. I referenced the 2008 market. I got amazing books. I'll show you some. I found this at a flea market. Death of Gwen Stacy, $40. Still want to get this graded. That's a good book. Now, this is a really illustrates my point. Crap. My gamer. Me and my good buddy Chance did a video about this book when it came back from grading a year ago. A year ago, in the 8.0, it was $4,200. This got as high as almost $9,000. I probably should have sold it. It's now currently $4,500. So a year ago, $4,200 jumped up to $9,000, $4,500. Super mega key issue. Certainly 4,000 and change is a lot more readily available than 9,000. Just to illustrate, when Chance and I did our video, this Conan the Barbarian, a year ago, 7.0 was $300. Now, it jumped up significantly. Currently, it's at $400. Before the movie, even with the movie, Submariner number 1, a 6.0, a year ago, this was selling for $350. It is now currently selling for $350. And in the interim, it jumped up almost double in price. Get another one. Anyway, so banking, marketing, housing collapse. I bought this for $25. Spent the money and have it graded. Came back an 8.5. A year ago, it was $350. 6 months ago, it was probably double that. It is now back to $350. Again, don't panic. The point of this, it's now is a buying opportunity, because they're going to continue to appreciate. And I know if you looked at some book, 6 months ago, and you're like, oh man, it was $2,000, and now it's $1,000, and I need to sell it. Don't do it. Hold on to it. Don't get caught up in some kind of fear situation. Now, if you spent too much on it, I'm sorry for you. I mean, that's sad that you bought it at its apex and now you can't get that money. But you could also sit on that book for a while and you might get that money. I also urge people to, you got to look for books that nobody's talking about. If it's the new movie hype, and it's Wakanda forever, and everyone's like looking at like the first appearance of Black Panther, or looking at like characters that figured prominently in that movie, that's not the time to buy it. If you didn't buy it before the hype, don't buy it during the hype. Let the hype die down. Give it. Show us a book. First appearance of Lobo. I definitely think it's a matter of time until this character shows up. I paid very little for this. It's a 9.4. This might be something to think about picking up. I just love this. My Silver Surfer. It's awesome. I bought this when no one was talking about it. He is coming. If you don't have this book now, look at finding a good deal on one and getting it now. I totally believe, like with Deadpool, first appearance Lady Deadpool. Okay, it's Deadpool with boobs. How long is it going to take, especially considering the sort of edgy comedy of the Deadpool movies, for them to go, oh, Lady Deadpool with certain attributes? This book is cheap. Perhaps get it. First appearance of Howard the Duck. We were actually teased Howard the Duck in Thor Ragnarok, maybe? Were the collector or something? Howard the Duck has not seen his debut. And this is a very affordable book that no one is talking about. I'm not a big fan of like DC Comics. Mr. Miracle. Jack Kirby art. No one is talking about this book. It's a #1 issue. Perhaps think about getting it. Now, another situation. The Eternals, #1. I bought this for $14. No one gave two about it. There was hype about the movie. And here's a trailer and blah, blah, blah. And these things were going for stupid money. I should have sold it. I should have sold it. The movie was not so well received. And so there's people that has spent so much money on this book. They're going to have to wait 20 years until they can get that investment back. I spent $14 on this. This book dipped so low that my good buddy Chris on the We Love Comics channel is just a throw-in. Now, granted, it's got damage. He just tossed this in. Another book people aren't talking about, and like I said, is DC. First appearance of Power Girl. I think we can all accept the fact that, like, Hollywood is focusing on female characters, and that's awesome. I love female characters. I love Power Girl. But don't wait for the trailer. Don't wait for the announcement. Look at some of these key issues that you might add to your collection now, especially when people are panic buying, or excuse me, panic selling, that you can find some deals. Reach out to the seller. If you see an auction has ended and no one bid, and, you know, I mean, if they're wanting $200, don't offer them $1. That makes you look like a beehole. But if it's in the realm of possibility, say, hey, clearly you want to sell this book and no one bid on it. Would you be willing to accept X amount of dollars? So, you know, books no one's talking about that can be had for deals. You know, books that everyone is interested in that might now be at a low. Look into this stuff. If you're a collector and you own some of these books and you're like, oh man, you know, 5 months ago it was selling for this, now it's selling for this. Don't be the person who panic sells, because I will be the one who buys that. You know, trust, I will be the one that buys your panic sell book and just sits back and waits a couple years until it bounces back. I said this was going to be a short video. I'm just past 18 minutes. This is Dan, the Kraken Man, at the Krakens Lair Comics. Don't panic, people. Enjoy comics. Enjoy comic book collecting.